President Uhuru Kenyatta's advisors are piling pressure on the head of state to quickly constitute his cabinet in order to avoid a possible grand coalition agreement that they feel the NASA leader Raila Odinga is seeking ahead of the planned swearing-in on Tuesday. Now, KTN News has obtained a secret report of a strategy meeting held this past week to advise the president. The meeting was on how to conduct business so as to counter NASA's plans. And as Timothy Otieno now reports, the president has emerged with a strongly worded message to NASA that there is no more room for dialogue, at least not before the year 2022.
It is this document that perhaps reveals the intricate details of what the Jubilee administration is planning a few days ahead of what NASA says will be the swearing-in of a person they call the people's president. The two-paged document that forms minutes of a meeting among top Jubilee strategists advises that the more the head of state keeps the country in waiting for a cabinet nominees list, the more they are handing the opposition ammunition to use to negotiate for a grand coalition government. In the documents, the advisors suggest that, quote, we need to note that naming of cabinet will, quote, shut the door on NASA leaders' mkate nusu aspirations, end of quote. And it is perhaps advice that the president and his deputy are taking very seriously. While speaking during the funeral of the mother to Murang'a woman representative Sabina Chege, the head of state, in a remark pointed at the leadership of the opposition, which has been calling for dialogue with the government, insisted that the only dialogue he was willing to engage in was one of development for all Kenyans.
Lakini hii ya kuongea masiasa, hii igojee 2022, mtaongea na William, mimi nitakuwa naenda nyumbani.
Sasa tuko na serikali, tuko na viongozi, na tuko na agenda ya kupeleka taifa letu mbele.
The said strategy meeting, involving persons who remain unnamed, also planned on how the president ought to change his speeches and the manner in which he relays information to the public. The strategists want the president to highlight how the country is seemingly moving forward after the repeat poll, citing the recently concluded United Nations Environment Assembly that was held in Nairobi as a show of confidence in Uhuru's government by the international community. Two top strategists have also been employed by the administration to craft a message on how devolution has worked under the Jubilee administration. The two will research on information on devolution and write an article on devolution 5 years down the line, whilst highlighting the tangible benefits achieved. The president's advisors also re-emphasized the need for Uhuru Kenyatta to state that the police are, quote, simply doing their job and operate independently, despite the opposition's claims that the service is being used by the administration to frustrate their efforts. The leaked document of minutes to a meeting allegedly held on Wednesday, the 6th of December 2017 at the Jubilee Party headquarters, perhaps revealing the short-term strategy by the administration to counter growing opposition just 3 days to the said swearing-in ceremony of opposition leader Raila Odinga. But the black and white put on paper is only as good as its implementation. So, will President Uhuru Kenyatta heed to the advice of some of his closest confidants? Timothy Otieno, KTN News.